In this video, we're going to run through how to build out your landing page layouts inside of Page Studio. And Page Studio makes it super efficient to build out your landing pages by either starting from scratch or leveraging one of our pre-made sections. So let's jump straight into it. First thing you might notice is that you have a lot of breathing space around the canvas. And the reason is that what's unique about Page Studio is that you can actually zoom in and zoom out. It's not always a 100% viewport like you see in many website builders today. And this allows you to have a more holistic viewpoint of your page so that as you're building out your layouts, you'll notice that you can plan more efficiently and structure out your pages exactly how you want. Now, to zoom in and zoom out, simply hold Command on your keyboard or Control if you're on Windows and use your mouse wheel up and down to zoom in and zoom out. If you hold Space on your keyboard, you can switch to a pan tool and click and drag on your mouse to move around the canvas so you can get exactly where you want to go. Now, if you're on a touchpad on a laptop, you can even get more view control by simply swiping around the canvas with 2 fingers to get where you want to go, as well as pinching in or zooming out with 2 fingers to zoom in and zoom out. And that's how you navigate the page view. Now, starting a new blank project in Page Studio, you'll have a default container set up. Inside of this container, which is essentially a section, you have a range of options that you can add inside of your container. You can add another container nested inside. You can add 2 columns, you can add an image, you can add a text, you can add a button. You can explore all the elements that we have in Page Studio today. And from here, you can drag and drop any element you want inside of your page without having to only rely on the options available inside of the container. So we're going to go ahead and start by adding 2 columns inside of this container. And essentially this nests 2 containers side by side inside of this parent container that we started with. And this now allows you to build out your layout. In this case, having maybe your text on the left-hand side. So we can go ahead and click this empty container, choose the text option. And now you can see this container is now enclosing the text and you no longer have those options like an empty container would to jump into. Now, what if you want to add more elements to share the space with this text? To do that, you simply head over to the Elements panel and drag and drop anything that you want. Let's say we want to add a button to share the space with the text. And as you drag it in, you can see the target area appear for this button where I'm going to drop it. And so what I want to do is drop it right below the text right here. And just like that, the button has appeared below the text. And on the right-hand side, I want to add an image inside of this container. Now, to edit any of these elements, simply select the element on the page and head over to the right-hand side. And you've got all of your properties from layouts to dimensions to the unique property of the element. In this case, I'm selecting an image and some of the other properties, including appearance and interaction. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hover over the image property over here and click Choose Image. And I'm going to select this image I have inside of my library and we'll click Insert Image. And there you go. That image is there. I also have these handles to round the corner. So you might find that some elements comes with its unique settings in the element itself on page. And you can see as I drag this out, the corner property over here is being adjusted. Every element comes with its toolbar as well, which allows you to drag and move it around using the move handle. Although it's important to note that you can also mostly drag all these elements by simply dragging the element itself. The move handle is just a more precise way of doing it. You can duplicate an element, you can delete it, and you've got expanded options right over here from renaming, copying, duplicating, hide, lock, and delete. I'm going to go ahead and retitle this text. And we'll title the button by simply double-clicking the button and typing the text, Buy It Now. So you can do it in 2 places. You can click and edit inline, or you can edit right on the inspector panel as well. You will notice that text and buttons has default styles attached, which we'll cover in a future tutorial. But essentially, styles allows you to instantly theme your pages. You might notice everything is currently centered aligned. To align your elements inside of a container, you select the container itself that's enclosing the elements, and you head over to the content area, which allows you to instantly switch the alignment from your horizontal alignment like so. And if I was to scale the vertical height of this container, I also can really start to leverage the vertical alignment like so. So if you want to align to top, center, or bottom. And you've also got the gap property to really separate the elements inside a container out. You can do that with the parent container that we started with as well. You can see the gap option over here to separate out these 2 elements together. So this allows you to have lots of flexibility with your layouts. And you may have noticed at the top left-hand side, you have a toggle for vertical and horizontal properties. And so if I select this parent container and now switch it from horizontal to vertical, this whole layout now has completely changed into a vertical layout hero section, which gives you that added flexibility. While I have this as a 2-column setup as a horizontal layout, and I go over to mobile, you'll notice that all of your mobile layouts are going to default to a vertical layout just so that it is better suited for mobile responsiveness. But let's just say you, for whatever reason, you want to switch it over to a horizontal layout. You can by simply choosing this option and adjust it as you go along to allow that added flexibility. Any of these changes that you make on mobile, by the way, won't follow through into the desktop, right? So if I now adjust desktop to be vertical, mobile will remain horizontal. So that gives you that complete flexibility in terms of how you build your layouts. Now, it's also important to note that your mobile breakpoint padding property across any element and container maxes out at 10 pixels. So this gives you a more controlled, responsive layout. Great. Another important part when it comes to your images is that use your positioning property inside of the image settings. You might notice this image is being cropped at the bottom because you can kind of stretch this out, and the real product comes way below in this image. And if you want it to show in this sort of ratio of image, then you want to control it using the positional property. So what would work in this case is a bottom center, which will align the image to bottom center, which then allows you to target the area that you want more accurately. I want to now explore the layers panel to give you more control of your layouts. On the left-hand side in the toolbar, click layers. Here you can see a preview of all of your elements that you currently have on your page, and hovering across each of these layers, you'll notice the highlight of the layer itself on the page so you know which one you're selecting. And of course, you can drag and drop and reorder these layers inside of the layers panel to get your layouts arranged the way that you want. Let's say you want this text to be inside of this image container. You can simply do that by dragging it like so. And now you can see the container with the image also houses the text as well. For added clarity, you can also rename your layers by simply double-clicking your layer and typing a title. You can hide it using the eye icon. You can lock it so you can disable selecting it. And finally, you've got the expanded menu, which allows you to see all of the different options that you have from the toolbar as well.